Hi folks, and welcome to the YouTube edition of the Parsons Perspective for October the 4th, 2017. Even if it's for myself to just kind of clear my own mind, I'm going to try to start doing these more often. I know I've done a couple recently. So tomorrow I'm flying to Las Vegas to meet my wife. She's been there all week for a conference, and we're going to spend a few days together, try to enjoy a couple of shows, eat some good food, and play a little blackjack. So, of course, it still weighs heavy on my mind, the mass shooting that took place at the concert on Sunday night by Mandalay Bay. I've been watching a ton of CNN and Fox News this week, giving both sides the chance to inform me. But man, some of you guys on social media, you are still absolutely just killing me. I mean, the comments, never mind the hoax stuff, the conspiracy stuff. You're always going to have that when these things occur. There's just, adjust your little tinfoil hats and try to get back to the real world at some point. But with Vegas heavy on my mind, as I'll be flying there tomorrow, we've got tickets for a show at Mandalay Bay on Friday night, and apparently they're just taking it day by day right now. Obviously, it's still a crime scene in front of Mandalay Bay. The suite on floor 32. As far as the rest of Mandalay Bay, I have no idea until actually getting there. So whether we go see that show, I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, not the most important thing. So we're looking forward to a good time, and I'm sure we can still have a good time whether we're able to see the Michael Jackson Cirque du Soleil or not. But my real point of this video this evening, it never fails. Of course, we're going to get to gun control laws. That topic comes up whenever there's a mass shooting. It came up in Newtown, after Newtown. Came up after San Bernardino, and that sort of thing. It's a touchy subject. It really is. Obviously, it's a hot button issue. My thought is we don't need assault weapons. We just don't. Everyday Joe Schmo does not need an assault weapon. I understand, people hunt, people want to protect themselves, protect their family, protect their house, protect their belongings, in case an intruder should happen to come up. I understand that, and I get it. But you don't need assault weapons to do that. You don't need an arsenal of 10 or 20 guns in your house. And I come from a gun family. I never really got into guns. I do own one that belonged to my grandfather when he was younger. Just an old rabbit gun. My dad carried for years. He had various guns, and I never understood why, because he wasn't a hunter. I have uncles and cousins that hunted. I don't think people need a plethora of guns in their homes. I don't think anyone on God's green earth, outside of a military event, I guess, needs an assault weapon. And I understand there were modifications, and some of these guns this guy had were already illegal, but I'm telling you, something has got to change. And how anyone wants to step up and defend this nonsense, not necessarily defend it, but get all huffy and puffy about their Second Amendment right being taken away. The Second Amendment was not written over 200 years ago with this in mind. Over 200 years ago, when this amendment was written, guys had muzzle loaders, and it took like 60 seconds to load. No one in their wildest dreams could have ever foreseen that we would have guns available to people that could shoot hundreds of rounds within a matter of minutes. They're not necessary. They're not needed. Again, no one on God's green earth needs that. You just don't. It is time to change some laws. And maybe people comment about, well, you're not taking away my guns. It's not about taking away your guns. You don't need ridiculous firepower in your home. Everyday Joe Schmo, John Q. Public does not need it. And I'm telling you right now, if the laws don't change, then this will keep happening and happening and happening over and over again. As a country, we cannot afford for this to keep happening. We can't afford to lose innocent lives anymore. I don't want my son, I don't want anyone who's got children watching this to grow up in the world that we have grown up in. This has become the new norm. A mass shooting occurs. We all grieve as a nation for a little bit, and then we move on until the next mass shooting occurs. And it becomes normal. This is not normal, and I'm sick of it. I don't want my son to think this is normal. I don't want his kids to think this is normal. We have got to change. Reach out to your state and local leaders. Do what you can. Email, write a letter, make a phone call. Do your part. I'm doing my part because something has got to change. I don't know how other way to do it, how else to do it, other than reaching out to your state and local leaders. This is despicable. This should never be considered normal. And damn it, we can no longer accept it as a country. We can no longer accept gun violence. It's got to end. Be good to each other. Love one another. Take care. Have a good night. Thanks for listening.